Congratulations for completing Crush Imposter Syndrome Forever, the starter kit for bulletproof confidence. I want to take a moment just to acknowledge you for your courage to step outside your comfort zone, for your desire to learn and grow as a human, and to become authentically yourself. I really think that is quite meaningful and deserves praise and a compliment. So well done for completing the course. Let's now review what we've learned. In Module 1, we started by looking at how to deal with imposter syndrome, and we started by looking at what imposter syndrome is, and we found that imposter syndrome is when we feel like a phony, a fake. It's when we feel like a fraud and we just don't feel good enough. We feel like we're out of our depth, and it's not a nice feeling at all. Then we looked at the causes of imposter syndrome, and there are many, but it really comes down to this idea that we lack self-worth. We don't acknowledge our value, our self-value. In Module 2, we looked at ways to overcome imposter syndrome. Firstly, by looking at this idea of how to combat it by giving ourselves permission to be inspired. Then we looked at ways to break out of the imposter syndrome cycle and this idea of thinking differently about it. Then you learned how to trust yourself by looking at this idea of focusing on what you can control. In Module 3, the key to confidence, you learn about how to get out of your head and really own your expertise by looking at this idea of getting into your heart and sharing your expertise. Then you looked at how to recognize and appreciate the value you bring by expanding your awareness. In Module 4, you learned how to build your confidence. Firstly, by looking at how to overcome fear, doubt, and worry by rising to the challenge. We looked at ways to regain confidence by expanding self-awareness. And finally, we looked at how to use imposter syndrome to our benefit by looking at the wound of imposter syndrome and looking for the greater wisdom behind it. So that is the course in summary. Again, I want to congratulate you for completing it, and I think you're awesome. I've absolutely loved teaching it, and I hope that you'll join the School of Self-Worth Facebook group and that we'll meet each other one day, even if it's just virtually. But again, congratulations for completing the course.